Anyway, what is up? Do not go gentle into that good night. Um, it is Thursday, September 22nd. Yeah, first day of autumn. I'm not in school because we have the Thursday and Friday off this week for our state fair, which I'm not going to. That one time. Alright. That's about as good as I'm going to get it. Okay. So last time I basically just went over 2 days in a total of like 50 minutes. And those days were September 17th and 18th. And the 18th, as I said, was a very important day because that was New Year's in the lore of my experiment, because that was the date that I ended the world and switched the calendar from 2020 to 2010. And from there, we go on. But yeah, I basically talked about how all the things I did on the 18th of September of last year. I went up in the very early morning and laid in the road and then danced around and then attempted to film a video at the church. Didn't happen, so I went back home. Later on that evening, I pretended or made it seem like at 4:42, which is a midnight, apparently it's not, but I made it seem like I walked from my house, like about 5 miles to a dam that I live next to, and I filmed around there while listening to Luciferian Towers. It was subpar. Those were the videos I made. I also uploaded 2 or 3 videos onto the channel as a teaser for what was to come. And I started a second channel, which I had no idea what I was going to use it for at that point. So that's all I did on the 18th. That's enough recap for now. And I said that the night of the 18th, I felt really bad. And that's true, I did. Don't know why. It was just one of those times where, like, you know, you stay asleep for too long and then your brain starts, like, telling you all this weird stuff. So I'm going to chalk it up to that. But needless to say, Sunday morning on the 19th, I wasn't feeling very good. But I took my camera on the 19th and I recorded. I took a few pictures of church. Our church has a thing before the main service happens because I'm a part of the pre-service. I'm a part of the team. I do the cameras for there. Who would have thought? But we all gather in a circle and put our hands in like we're like, I don't know, a giant friendship group, and then we we chant and sacrifice animals. But I took pictures of that so that it would look weird. And then throughout the service, we had a guest speaker on that specific Sunday, and I forget what he was talking about. I remember in one video, I took like 3 or 2 videos of him just preaching, just, you know, randomly. And one of them, he was talking about something that his son did and how he forgave him for that. So, okay. Besides that, like, once I got home from that, I don't really remember what else I did. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else I did on the 19th of September. Besides that, I very well could have done some things then, but I don't remember doing any of that. And likewise on the 20th of September, I remember making it that it was supposed to be this big day for filming, just like the 18th, but maybe a little less than the 18th. But still, a good amount of filming was to be done on the 20th. I remember planning. Although, at this moment, I cannot remember hardly anything that I did on the 20th of September. Now, the 20th is the fictional death date, the date of death, or at that point it was the 2-year anniversary of the death of Karl Faubert, It was a fictional character that I did not create and instead wrote an entire life story for no reason other than boredom over the past year and a half of being forced to stay home. So, yeah, I can't really remember anything that I did on the 20th. I might have gone around the yard and took pictures of trees and walls of the house and like angles and leaves and grass. But other than that, I really can't remember unless it comes to me in like 5 minutes and then I'll have to backtrack and talk about it. It's not going to happen. Although the one thing that I do remember filming on the 20th of September was at night, that night, back when it was dark, and our porch lights were on. I went outside, or actually, it was like 11 at night or something. All the lights inside were turned off. The only lights that were on were the porch lights, or not even the porch lights, the like regular porch lights, like the floodlights that are on the corner of the porch. They were on and they're motion detected, so they only turn on when there's someone out there, which I was, so that's why they were on. And I took a few pictures like of the porch because it's still dark, right? And they're not really shining on the porch, they're shining out from the porch. So I was taking pictures on the porch of just I would take a timer shot of from one end of the porch, I'd run to the other end and then just stand there menacingly for some reason. And in the picture, it would be very low light, and then all you could see was just this vague human figure, which was creepy, but I had no idea what I was going to use that for because I'd taken like 80 of those pictures beforehand. Yeah, and then I also took just like of the lights, of like just vague stuff on the porch. I remember taking a picture of a spider web that kind of hung like below one of the lights, and there was a gigantic spider, probably like the size of my fist, on that web. Okay. Welcome to the greenhouse, as I call it. But yeah, that's all I can remember on the 20th. The 21st was a Tuesday. Again, I can't really remember what I did then. You know, it's been a year. It's the 22nd is today, so it's been a year and a day since I filmed that. And I don't really think I watched much of my videos after I recorded them. So probably when I recorded whatever videos I took then, I forgot them. And that's why I can't remember them. You know, I probably, if I wanted to like talk about it in detail, I probably should have started recording these in like December and then just like recorded all of them in December because that's when I would remember most of them. But, you know, I have better things to do. One thing that I do remember, I'm pretty sure that the 21st of September was not the first time that I did this. I could have done it in like the week prior, probably on a Wednesday. So what was the Wednesday before the 21st? Hold on. I'll check the calendar. All right, it was probably the 15th, maybe. Probably, maybe the 15th. I don't really remember. Anyway, as I spoke before, in my August arc, I also did a side thing of making music videos. One of them was for Talk to Myself, an Avicii song. That I did like one thing on August 28th where I stood in the yard and did stuff. There was C418's Alive, which was a second music video idea, which was just going to be like slow pan shots of trees and nature. And then I had not really a specific song in mind. I know Lonely by Imagine Dragons, even though I'm not really into them at the moment. I kind of, like, at some point, I don't know, like, the idea came to me, like, once, like, it just popped into my head, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Let's film a music video for a song that I don't even like and haven't heard since September of last year. So, the focus for this video, instead of being trees or just me standing in the yard and switching places a lot, was going to be a POV, not really a dash cam view, but I would be sitting in the shotgun seat of a car or vehicle. I would be holding the camera out forward of the windshield, and just, that's the video. Most of the videos were like 20 minutes long, or however long the car drive lasts, because I literally just kept the camera on the entire drive. And what I was going to do with that, I was going to cut it down to like second long shots of the road in front of the car, and then edit those together to where, like, you know, I don't know. It's just going to be like, it's one of those things where like the road doesn't move, but everything else, like the cars and the landscape and the lighting and everything changes, along with, like, I guess the beat of the song. Yeah, that was probably the music video that I had the most footage for, given, you know, some of my car rides were from, like, you know, 25 minutes is from here to our church. Like 50 minutes, 55 minutes is from here to therapy, or the place that I went to therapy at the time. And like it was like 30 or 40 minutes from here to our co-op church, which we were still going to at that point, but I really wasn't filming stuff for at that moment. So yeah, I remember doing it on the 21st on the way to Civil Air Patrol, which was also about 50 minutes, give or take, like 5. But yeah, the entire time, I remember this one, near the end, there's this highway, and there's like, it goes directly into the sunset, and you know, it looked cool, fairly. And I was planning on using that. But anyway, at one point, and I'm not sure what day that I filmed this in, I'm thinking it was the 15th, that it was a Wednesday, because it was Wednesday, and we were going to church, and at this one stretch of road close to the church, we pulled onto the road to get on to that road, and the truck in front of us had a chainsaw in the bed of the truck, and the tailgate was open, and the chainsaw fell out of the truck and onto the road in front of us, and we swerved to avoid it. And I caught that all on video while filming for one of those videos. So that was pretty funny, I guess. I don't have the footage to prove that it actually happened, but it did. I'm not really sure what day it was, because whatever. But in mid-September, I started doing this, and I actually kept doing it, this style of holding the camera while driving, up until November, up until the end of the experiment. So throughout October, throughout everything I'm going to talk about from now, I will also be doing this every Friday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, because those are the days that I have to go to therapy, church, and Civil Air Patrol, respectively. Yeah. I remember the September 21st is the day that I remember doing one of those, and I remember at the very beginning of when I started filming that, I was just holding the camera for like 50 minutes, and that got painful, you know? So eventually I had the bright idea to actually get the tripod and just set the tripod up, like on my lap, and then just do that. Like, why didn't I think of that sooner? I don't know. But it happened. Also, at the time I was learning kind of driving, I was getting ready to start like driving school or whatever. I was doing an online class at the time, about like halfway through with it. I don't really remember at what point I was at that point. But yeah, I was getting ready to drive. That will be important later. September 22nd was one of the worst days of the year. It's probably my second or third worst day of the year of 2021. So a year ago today marked not a great time for me. Just like the night of the September 18th through the 19th, I had another one of those moments, but it was significantly worse. Um, I'm the only one that knows what that's from, or where that stems from, maybe. Um, but yeah, I was not feeling great on September 22nd, 2021. Um, what I remember doing, because if you'll remember, I had a sheet with numbers on. It's not around. I'm not going to pull it out now because I really don't really know where it is. But I had the sheet with just a list of numbers, which coincided with these that I filmed like several times. But it was important. The numbers were my code that I came up with. Anyway, I set the binder of that on the floor here, and I set the tripod up like here, looking out this window, kind of. Or maybe I set it on the thing, on the desk. But anyway, the camera's pointed at the window on September 22nd. The video I was thinking was going to be titled like one of the worst days on record. Fitting, I guess. But from there, I didn't really walk in front of the shot. I was kind of I was kind of crouched below the camera's field of view, and like I was pretending to write on said piece of paper and be frustrated with it. And at one point I like threw an object around to where, just like on August 28th when I was taking apart Legos, my mom asked me or something. She like shouts up the stairs like, "Are you okay? What are you doing up there?" I didn't respond, of course. To show that I was upset. Wow, I threw an object that symbolizes, whatever. But yeah, that was that video. I took another video on the porch, just looking out over the trees, because although it's autumn, right now, today, as I'm talking, it's probably like 90 degrees outside. So that's fall. Fall really doesn't start until late October, if you're lucky here. And winter really only begins like mid-January, or at least it did last year. Yeah. But yeah, it was hot. It was a hot day. The trees hadn't even thought to turn yet last year. They actually are turning now, but it's because it's actually a lot hotter this year than it was last year. Yeah, I took the video. What I'm trying to say is, I took the video of the porch, just of the trees and the wind kind of just rustling, and just the yard. I just filmed the yard for 5 minutes. And what I was planning on doing with that video, I was actually not planning to use the video at all. I was planning only to use the audio of like the wind blowing, the leaves rustling, and like the wind chimes going. But why was I using the audio? Well, back in August, on August 17th of last year, I filmed a video where I was pretending to talk in front of the camera on the God chair. So I sat down in said chair and started talking, but what I was only mouthing like words. And the plan for that was I was going to switch the audio with something else. And when I recorded for my yard on September 22nd, that was the audio that I was planning on using for that video. So yeah. I don't really know if I was planning on switching. Well, no, I wasn't planning on using the original audio of the August 17th video anyway, because I was just like, I was literally mouthing words. So that would sound pretty weird. But yeah, September 26th. Oh, yeah, and also I went to church because that was also a Wednesday. I don't remember if I did the driving thing. Probably I did. But as we were going home from church, My brother had like a project or something where he had to look at stars or whatever. So by the dam, said dam where I did September 18th, on the other side of it, kind of where like the power plant authority and organization is. Shit. So yeah, we went there. It's just like an empty parking lot. Like they don't really ask questions about if you go there, because that's kind of is like a sky watching spot. There's not a whole bunch of like activity, although there are lights by the power plant, but not really in the parking lot itself. So we drove to the parking lot, and they were just looking at stars. And I, with my camera, I brought my camera, so I was probably filming driving earlier. I probably, actually, no. Anyway, I filmed me just kind of walking around in that parking lot in the dark, with like the lights in the distance, and also kind of like the moon in the sky a little bit, while also putting the earbud to the camera microphone, playing I think Avicii's Heaven, or one of his like late songs, one of his like songs from his last album. Yeah, that's all I really. Oh no, and I did film one more at home this time. It was basically just another video like the one I did at the very beginning where I was going out the window. The camera was just laying on the ground, on like the floor. Like you can see the carpet, like the carpet's just in the camera, and then I'm in the background. You can hear me scribbling or something. And then in the background, you can also hear my dad talking downstairs. They're kind of arguing downstairs, not with my mom or anything, but he was talking about an argument he had, and he was also getting very emotional about it. And the argument was also church related, so that fit into the whole idea. So yeah, that was the 22nd. The 23rd, I don't think I did anything on the 23rd, because on the 24th, actually, the next day, that Friday, I switched the date on the camera to September 23rd, because I think I meant to record something on September 23rd, but I didn't. So on September 24th, I basically walked to the edge of the driveway where the tractor piece, I keep forgetting what to call it, the box blade for the tractor had just been sitting there. So I went to that place, took a few pictures of just the trees around there, and that was it. That was all September 23rd was, but I still filmed on some more things on the 24th, because in co-op, probably on the Thursday, on the 16th, September 16th, it was probably the Thursday that we had a co-op, and we had the idea, our little group did, we had the idea to film a like a short film. Well, our project for we kind of had like a theater unit in our co-op homeschool group, and our assignment was to make a short film with really it wasn't really specific, but we just had to use like effects. It was just, a short thing, but me and my friends, or I should say me, my brother, and two people from our homeschool group that we knew before and were friends, that we went to their party on August 6th. We went to their house on August 6th. And on September 24th, we actually went to their house again, this time to film said short film. And this short film was stylized. It was in the style of a 1920s silent film, like one of the ones that only has music behind it and has those like cards that show dialogue, the whole shebang. So yeah, that was our idea. And keep in mind, I'm still reeling from the effects of September 22nd. Like, I'm still not feeling great. I'm not in the right headspace still at this point. I don't think we went to therapy on that day because of the short film. But also the what? Also, it was one of the friends that we were actually filming with. It was actually their birthday. Well, it was their birthday like on the past Sunday, like the 19th or something. But we were having their party on the same day that we were filming for the film. Yeah. Yeah, so. And from there, we went. I wore just kind of like a button down like long sleeve. It wasn't really planned on being like too specific to the time period because it was joke. I'm gonna just explain the whole plot of the short film, also known as Relation. So, basically, it's my brother plays the husband, and the friend whose birthday it was played the wife, and they both hate each other because at their wedding the wife fell and I guess knocked her head and became insane or whatever, and cooked toast in the bathroom. It was supposed to be like kind of like comedy. It's supposed to kind of be a comedy. So that was there. So he tries to make her believe. He tries to like gaslight her into making her believe that she's crazy, so she can go to an insane asylum. But she ends up finding out of his plan and tries to kill him, and she kills him by dropping a piano on his head, and she tries to frame his murder on her servant, her maid, who was our other friend, our fourth friend, who was also her sister. They're sisters and we're brothers. But she was the maid. She was going to get framed, and I was the detective that was trying to solve it. And that was it, really. That's basically the whole, kind of plot. Spoilers, whatever. We filmed half of it on September 24th, and then we filmed the other half a couple weeks later. Yeah. So I remember we filmed all the scenes that didn't have me as the detective in it. So I dressed up and I had like a bow tie, I had a fedora. I'm never wearing a fedora again after filming these short films. But yeah, I had a fedora and like a sweater vest. Not really a sweater. It was just basically just a vest, but like a thick, old vest. But I dressed up for nothing because we didn't film any of the scenes that I was in. We filmed basically the entire beginning part and actually cooked toast in the bathroom. We set the toaster on the toilet, plugged it in, put toast in, and we filmed a 3-minute video of us waiting for the toast to pop up. And that toast popping up was the only shot we were going to use of that. But we ended up actually making a blooper reel where we put part of the other thing in. Anyway, that's why we were there on the 24th. I brought my camera. I also brought my cassette camera, and I did record with that during the birthday party. So I'm going to, because afterwards, we stopped filming once the guests for the party came, or started coming to their house. So, let's see where this is. I don't know where it left off. Okay, yeah, that's September 11th. And that's going to be there for quite a bit, so I'm just going to play that as it goes. Yeah, the other half of the film, the one that I actually got to be in, was filmed on October 8th. Yeah. Nice little short film. It was like 11 minutes long. Okay. This is their party at their house. I'm just gonna fast forward from it because I got a lot of party footage. This is her. Okay, actually, yeah. that what you just saw was her opening her birthday presents. And this is my brother and their older sister throwing cake at each other. Yeah. Yeah, you know, they had a fun time. Okay, yeah. They're just basically, you know, playing and stuff, and I was behind the camera. And I actually walk in front of the camera at one point. Let's see where it is. Okay, yeah. That is me right there. Yeah, that was me. And what I'm wearing is my costume for the thing because I actually didn't bring a second change of clothes. And there I am again. I just kind of walk in, of course, because I wanted myself to be in the camera and not seem like a weirdo behind the camera the entire time. I can't see where the screen is. And this is us watching Indiana Jones. Yeah, and really, that was the entirety of the party. I don't really think I recorded much with the camera while I was there. I might have taken a few pictures of just around the house. And that's really it for the 24th. September 25th, I did not record anything. September 26th, I also didn't record anything. Not that I can remember for those 2 days. September 27th, I did record a few things. First of all, I went kind of up the driveway to a ways and just recorded and took pictures of like the trees, like the tops of the trees from the point of view of me. God damn. And, you know, just walking through, just like pointed up, looking at the tops of the trees. And another thing was I recorded a video of me. Can't really see, but there's 2 stumps down here close to the house. Those used to be trees. I can't believe that. But yeah, there used to be trees there, and between those trees was a hammock, and I was laying on the hammock in the video. And I actually I'd made like a video recording of myself because I wanted it to sound myself. So in that video recording of myself, I said, I can't remember what I said. Like, as usual, I can't remember exactly what I said. Something like, it's going, or no, I don't remember. That was the other, I did another video recording on the 14th, but this was the second time I did that sort of thing. Those audio clips are probably still there. If they're still there, I'm going to edit the video now and then play them. So this is the one on September 14th when I recorded at night, and I talked to my friend, or I called my friend on accident afterwards. So yeah, this is September 14th. I mean, I guess it is good to get like a start on it, even when it's nowhere close to being needed. Yeah, I guess it's good to get a start on it. I mean, are they proud of me? Definitely not. Am I proud of myself? No, can't say that. I mean, realistically speaking. But I already did it. It's fine. I can manage on what I've already done. Alright, talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Pause, whatever, I don't care. And then this is September 27th when I was recording a POV of me in the hammock looking at the tops of trees again. Okay, yeah, whatever. I still can't remember what I talked about in those. September 28th, I didn't do anything. September 29th. This picture. I'm just going to edit a picture there. But that picture was taken on September 29th by my phone. And that's just of the road because it was a Wednesday, I think. Right? Yeah, it was a Wednesday, and we were going to church, and I took a picture of the road. But the funny thing is about that picture is because my phone's internet or service was broken, and it caused the date of the phone to go beyond the lowest date that you can set it, because the lowest date you can set it is like 2007. But this time it went all the way down to February 2002. So that's why in my phone's like gallery screen, you scroll all the way to the bottom of the timeline and you see February 13th, 2002, and it's that one picture that I took on actually September 29th, 2021. And then the next picture is like December 26th, 2018, because I got that phone on like my 13th birthday or whatever it was. Anyway, yeah, that picture. But before that, actually, I recorded. Well, I'm gonna go back to this cassette camera because I recorded a video of me playing the piano very badly, but intentionally badly. Yeah, so September 29th, that's my cat from out the window. That's basically just me, yeah, looking out the window, mom cooking, and here's me, well, okay. This is very similar to what I did in July for one of my July videos, but this one's significantly longer. It's like 5 minutes. Yeah, it's just me doing this. And at one point, I know I cut into this footage with something far later. Once I see that, I'll go back. It'll cut to something at some point soon. I don't really know why. I haven't really watched this. Okay, here. This footage that is cut into the middle is filmed over the piano footage. This is actually from October 20th. Or, no, it's up from October 22nd, sorry. This is from October 22nd, like literally an entire month later. I'm not really going to talk about it now. But that is there for your convenience. And I'm shifting through camera footage that you're not going to see for very long. So yeah, I'm just shifting through camera footage, all of which is from October 21st. And we're back to me playing piano terribly. Oh yeah, I hit my head on the thing, because that's funny. And that's really it. I just, the rest of that's from October. Yeah, that was September 29th. That was really the only video. I don't remember recording any other videos with my actual camera. I think I took a couple pictures of just our house in the late afternoon, like right after I filmed that video and right before we went to church. But no actual, like, things of sustenance. So that was September. On the 30th. Did I do anything on the 30th? I know it was I probably went to Co-op. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went to Co-op. Um, I didn't bring my camera, only to film the road, but I didn't actually like film um, any footage there that I can remember. So that is September. That's the end of September. Probably the up to that point, it was the worst month of my life. Judging from the experiences on the 18th and 22nd, and just other things that I didn't like. But that's over. Now, really, there's only October and half of November that I need to talk about, although most of October I can't actually remember. Um, because it's been so long since I saw the videos, and I didn't watch the videos after recording them, and now the videos do not exist. So all I have are memories from filming them, which I am slowly losing because I'm slowly losing my sanity. Because although I'm not going to school today or tomorrow, but tomorrow I have to do a football game. I have to go to a football game because they're still doing a football game for some reason. Don't know when I'm going to the fair. And also, anything else that's important that I can remember? No. I don't know. I came out to my therapist. I don't know.